Hello fun watchers! Welcome back to my channel and thank you for subscribing. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit like. I have another fun tips for you guys in creating point groups. Last time, I already discussed about importing points. If you haven't watched it, just click here the link of my video. As you can see, here is our import points last time. So let's begin to group our import points. Then later, I will show you also on how to create point group during importing of our points. But since we already plot our import points, let's begin to group it. First, take a look at your point list to check what are the points to consider in your point group. So right-click in your tool space, right-click all points, then click Properties. To check your point list, go to your point list tab, and then it will show you your import points. As you can see, your raw description here, you have to determine which of these points are you going to consider in your point group. So for now, I will only consider the existing ground elevation. Those are the NGL, the lower bank, the creek bed, and then the upper bank. Those points I need to group. Then just close it. Now that we know what points to be considered, now let's begin to add point groups. In your tool space, right-click point groups and then click New. In your information tab, just rename your preferred point group name. For me, I will name it Existing Ground Elevation. And then in your point style and your point label style, I'll choose Basic. And then in the point label style, I choose Elevation and then Description. And then in your Include tab, just right here, check all descriptions matching, and then input your preferred points that you want to group. For me, as I said a while ago, I will choose the NGL, the lower bank, the upper bank, and then the creek bed. Those are my existing ground elevation. Then I will click Apply and then go to your point list to check if it's already in your list. So as you can see, in your point list, those points that you want to consider is already in your created point group. The NGL, the lower bank, the creek bed, and then the upper bank. So now that we are completely group our points, then click Apply and then OK. You already have your point group. So that is how you group your points. Let's proceed on how to create point group during your import points. Let's open another drawing. In your first step, just go to your tool space and then right-click point groups and then click New. Then name it the point groups you want. For me, I'll name it Existing Ground Elevation. I'll choose Basic Point Style and then Elevation and Description Label Style. Then in my Include tab, here, just check the with row descriptions matching, which the one I said a while ago. I'll only consider the NGL, the lower bank, the upper bank, and the creek bed. Those are the points I want to consider in my point groups. Then click apply and then OK. So, next step, you will just import points. Proceed to your import points. Just click points. I will not elaborate this procedure because I already discussed it on my first video. Point creation tools, import points, and then select your preferred file, and then format, and then these are the important things you need to do. Make sure to check the add points to point group, and then choose your created point group, which is the existing ground elevation, and then click OK, and then just close it. And then as you can see, here's your point. And then in your tool space, go to your point groups, and here's your existing ground elevation group already had your list of points. Just make sure you uncheck with numbers matching. All you need is to check the with row descriptions matching. Just click apply and then take a look at your point list. Make sure the points considered here is these are the points that you need. So as you can check it, the NGL, the lower bank, the creek bed, and then the upper bank, and then click apply and then OK. So that's it. You'll already have your point groups. And then here are the bonus parts. So I will show you also how to create surface using your created point groups. So now that you have your point groups, you can already create surface. In creating surface, in your contextual ribbon, click surfaces, create surface, and then here the surface name, just write your preferred surface name. I will name it existing topo, and then click OK. And then in your tool space, on the left part of your screen, expand the surface and then expand the existing topo, your created surface name, and then expand also the definition under your existing created surface name. Then in your point groups here, just right click and then click add. As you can see, you will given an option which point you will need to choose. In our surface, I will choose my created point group, which is the existing ground elevation. Then click apply and then OK. As you can see here, here's the default format of your surface. If you want to change it, just go back to your tool space, right click your created surface, and then surface properties. In the information tab, you will see the surface style. Again, Civil 3D had already default surface style. You can choose which one you will need. For example, contour and triangles, and then render material just by layer. It's okay. Click apply and then OK. Then you will see here is your surface. To clearly appreciate your surface, you can select it and then right click, choose or object viewer, and then another screen will pop up. Then you can choose the view you want to see. For example, here, the realistic, shaded with edges. So as you can see, it will show you your actual contour and elevation of your points.